now.
Mourning a life lost too soon and in a terrible way. The killing of a 4-year-old boy is taking center stage tonight. Good evening and thanks for joining us here at 6. I'm Denise Valdez.
And I'm Brian Loftus. The family of the 4-year-old boy telling 8 News Now his name is Mason Dominguez. Police tell us the boy's body was found in a freezer yesterday inside a home near the intersection of Lamb Boulevard and Cary Avenue. Now this is the man accused of that crime. Brandon Tosland. He was in court earlier on today. He is facing open murder charges in this case. The victim is one of his girlfriend's children. And there's a lot more to get to here. We do have team coverage tonight with details you will only see right here on 8 News Now.
First, we're going to send it over to David Charnes. He has the latest on the investigation. David?
Brian, Denise, the house where detectives say this 4-year-old's body was found is dark tonight. There is a truck parked out front. Investigators tell me in that truck, they found sand and debris from this home's backyard. Now, more on that in a moment. First, here's what we know about the investigation into this child's murder. Found in a freezer in a trash bag. That's how investigators say they discovered 4-year-old Mason Dominguez's body inside this Northeast Valley home.
We obviously have a report from law enforcement.
35-year-old Brandon Tosland accused of killing the boy and concealing his body for at least 2 months. He looked down as prosecutors read aloud the details of his girlfriend's son's death.
The 4-year-old victim in this particular case was found deceased.
Court documents say Tosland told the boy's mother that he had found Mason unconscious in December. They say the boy's body had visible injuries, but it's too soon to say just how he died. They say Tosland told his girlfriend Mason was sick and that she wasn't allowed to see the child.
We do know from our interviews that the suspect is alleged to have been physical with the victim and had spanked him excessively on more than one occasion.
On Tuesday, Mason's sister handed a note to a teacher saying she and her mother were being held against their will. Court documents alleging Tosland tied up Mason's mother, even handcuffing her when they drove in a car. That eventually led to the discovery Tuesday of Mason's body in the garage.
We observed a very large hole inside the backyard that appears to be that someone was digging a grave. That hole is at least 8 feet deep.
And my colleague Joe Moeller will have more on that part of this investigation in just a moment. Tosland is due in court again on Monday. In terms of how Mason died, that remains a big question tonight, and one investigators don't have the answer to. They say that will take several days. Live near Cary and Lamb tonight, I'm David Charnes, live, local, now.
David, thank you for that. Now let's get right over to Joe Moeller. He does continue our team coverage.
He has been talking to the family of the victim. And Joe, what do you know tonight?
Brian and Denise, we're on the sidewalk here on Lamb. On the other side of this wall right here is that 8-foot deep hole. The Metro Police are now investigating as a possible grave. We have a look at it from a neighbor's home from the second story of that home. Meanwhile, the family of the victim's father are now reacting to what happened.
It is a chilling sight. From a neighbor's second-story window, you can see this big hole. Police say they are investigating as a possible grave. Neighbors tell me it appeared a month and a half ago, basically overnight. As the investigation continues into the death of Mason Dominguez, his father's side of the family is left heartbroken.
He was the one that was going to carry on my brother's last name.
Mason's father, Elijah Dominguez, passed away from pneumonia in January of 2021. We spoke to Elijah's sister, Sharona Ruiz Villalobos, as she was traveling from California. She described her nephew Mason.
He was just so full of joy. Like, he was just, as soon as he was born, he was just like the light of all of our lives. It's just super unfortunate that he's gone.
A little over a month after Elijah died, she says Mason's mother, Dacia Maldonado, moved in with Tosland at this home.
I reached out multiple times via text to Dacia and email, just concerning the whereabouts of my niece and nephew.
She says the family knew Tosland before Elijah passed away, but never thought this could happen.
Why? I guess that's on everybody's mind is why.
Questions linger, especially about the possible grave. Ruiz Villalobos says she wants to know about what was happening inside this home and why little Mason was missing for so long.
I don't think she's innocent. How do you not know where your child is?
Now back out here live, she also tells me they set up a GoFundMe to get Mason buried by his father. We have a link to that up on our website, 8newsnow.com. Reporting live, Joe Mulder, live, local news.
And don't forget, there is help for anyone who might be experiencing domestic abuse. Local nonprofit Safe Nest offers a 24-hour confidential hotline that you can call, you can text. The phone number is on your screen at 702-646-4981. By the way, the organization also provides shelter and counseling.